30 lesson.
Done by 8 and bed by 9.
This is like very serendipitous, I guess. In the
Serendipity.
Clover.
Yeah.
Nobody told me that this was the final boss.
Boy.
It's just been integrated. Yeah, I've heard of this before. You have to just be disciplined enough to go, you know what? I'm not going to listen to like girls getting murdered before I go to sleep at night.
Perfect. Nailed it.
You've heard of work from home. Now get ready for pod from bed.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like I've seen people do this.
Yeah, definitely. This is my Disney adult blanket.
What do you mean? Is that Lion King?
No, it's Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
Oh, do you want socks? Oh, you have a blanket.
You would never know that was Mickey Mouse.
I know, it's my subtle Disney adult
Yeah.
moment. I like it.
You've got the Kim K socks going on. Kinda.
Kind of.
Except they're different
and
colors.
they're not matching. Yeah. I never have matching socks, which is like very inconsistent with my personality.
Yeah, it is. I always have matching socks. I'm gonna take my slippers off. My T-Swift slips.
Yeah.
Yes,
Swifty
I
slips.
always have matching socks too.
Yeah.
It's part of my, after doing laundry, I have to fold and hang up and put everything away. Like,
Yeah, in one.
yeah, in
Yeah.
one swoop. There's no leaving stuff for later.
I'm not like that. But I did do that the last time I did laundry, though. Which was nice. I forgot my water. I'm going to have to drink
You can have,
yours.
yeah, you can have mine.
You're not nearly
As
bougie
healthy
enough
water.
You know what so this is like very serendipitous, I guess. I'm obsessed with water, obviously, and like the purity of it. And we got all that equipment from that auction. And in it, like we got some random shit in it, like a drawer full of whatever was in that drawer when they got rid of it or something.
Yeah.
And so there's like a really nice water tester in it, like a industrial scale one, and
So now you
took
can
it
see
home.
just how healthy your healthy water is.
Yeah, and then I can like see when the filter. I mean, these filters for mine are supposed to last 2 years, which is like a long time. But we'll see about that. We'll see if it's
Good stuff.
yeah. Okay.
The anglerfish.
Ooh,
Did you guys see the anglerfish?
like I mean,
Yes.
yeah, the ones that live in like the deep.
We
deep.
shortly discussed it.
Did you and I talk about? Did I show you the picture?
No.
Like, okay, so the anglerfish was this video that came out that was like this dying anglerfish swimming to the surface to spend its
Oh.
last day like in the sun, and people like made it so deep. They're like, she spent her life in darkness creating her own light, and now she's going to be with the light.
Oh my.
And people got so into it, and I thought it was so funny for some reason. But it got me thinking about, like, how we're all on our own internets. Like, obviously the algorithm is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, we all know that.
Right.
But then, I don't know, I feel like when I think of the internet, I think of the stuff that I see.
It's definitely, yeah, it's definitely personal.
Yeah.
That's why it's fun when we share things on Instagram,
Yeah.
Oh my
because we get to
gosh.
see what each other
It
are
like
watching.
trickles in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your algorithm is very different
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
mine. I mean, yours is different than mine, too.
Yeah. It's fun though.
I have noticed though that my algorithm is definitely more it's like in tune to what I'm going through.
What's
Like
that?
emotionally, I feel like it kind of like it gives me things that will make me feel better because I like things that make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you spend time paying attention to
I guess I
positive
always-
things, it's going to give you more positive
Yeah.
things. If you spend time paying attention to negative things, it's going to give
Yeah.
you more negative things.
But I think I've been like really trying to stick with positive things and it's working. I also like haven't really been on social media at all lately.
Yeah, because Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, it has. It's filled that void.
But seriously, I honestly think that because it happened for me. So I honestly believe that like if you're having like really bad anxiety or even depression and you don't know why and you can't figure it out and you just want to feel better,
The algorithm
like
knows.
the number one thing that you can do right away is change your content
Yeah.
to only positive stuff.
Yeah.
Get rid of all the negative garbage that you've been putting into your subconscious and only focus on positive things.
That's true. Like,
It
not like true
changes.
crime.
Yeah, it
That kind of
changes
stuff.
your brain chemistry.
It really
For the
does.
better. It really does. And I know because I had really bad anxiety and panic attacks and stuff. And that was like, of all of the things that I did to get out of that state, the biggest thing was changing my content to positive stuff.
Yeah.
It made the biggest impact, I think.
Yeah.
That and being like grateful, saying 3 gratitudes every morning and 3 every night, and just like trying to be as positive as possible before you go to sleep and when you first wake up. That will change your brain chemistry.
Yeah. I think you can actually set it to, like, don't show me pictures of, like, body image stuff.
That'd be good for, I mean, anyone who has like a specific trigger.
Yeah, so like if you have an eating disorder, it's like,
Yeah.
don't show me this stuff. And then it can't. So.
But also you have to have a little bit of responsibility, and like you said, don't look at the bad stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Like, just discipline yourself.
What's it called? Interact with the good
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, that's how it knows, like,
Yeah.
everything. It's what you interact with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it knows how long your eyes are paying attention to what. So just
Yeah, I
get
definitely
used to
noticed.
scrolling past the bad stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely noticed, like, that I was less on edge when I stopped listening to true crime. I used to listen to true crime
I used
constantly.
to, and I actually just started again, and I
No,
love it.
No, I know
But
it's
it's
addictive
not
to women.
But I don't think it's like, I don't think it puts me in a bad mood.
No, but it's bad for you. It's like junk food for your brain is what it is. It's highly addictive for women. I don't know what it is. It's like the monotone voices like draw us out, and we're just like totally addicted to it.
Yeah, women, I have heard that.
It is
as
a lot of women.
stereotype.
Oh, yeah.
But that's how they get you. Like, just, you have to just be disciplined enough to go, you know what? I'm not going to listen to, like, girls getting murdered before I go to sleep at night.
Honestly, same with, like, binging too much, like, personal development kind of stuff.
Oh,
you have to know when to, like, stop
for sure.
with
Because you
the
get
personal development
overwhelmed, and then you're like, I can't even implement any of this because I'm just listening to too much.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like in one ear out the other.
Yeah, it starts to become meaningless.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you have to take time to digest that material.
That's
and implement it, yes.
What happened to me with true crime is I just, when I would listen, I wouldn't pay attention anymore. And that's how I knew that, like, it wasn't really doing it for me. So, but you know who, Amanda at Asterix had a really cute shirt on. And I was like, you always have the cutest t-shirts. She was like, it's my favorite podcast. And I was like, oh, what is it? And it's like, National Park After Dark or something.
Ooh,
and it's like spooky stories that happen in National Park or crimes that happen there. And I might have listened to a few.
Loved that stuff. I probably watched every Forensic Files or Cold Case, whatever that show was. Like, I used to love that
Those
stuff.
are really disturbing, though. Like, those I can see why that would be bad to watch. But, I don't know. Some of the podcasts didn't put me in a funk. It was almost like a history.
Yeah, it never put me in a funk. But over time, when I started having panic attacks and I changed all of that
the
content.
media diet.
Yeah. It helped. It helped
That's
a lot.
literally what it is.
Yeah.
But there's a podcast, I think you've listened to it, the Michelle B. Grow with Intention podcast. It's like a 5-minute podcast, and it really makes you focus on, like, the one topic at hand.
Yeah.
And I like to watch it and, like, actually implement the thing. So I wanted to talk about therapy.
Oh,
What I learned in therapy today.
Okay.
Can I have my water? Mm-hmm. Sorry.
I need a swig, too. Sorry.
Yeah. My unhealthy tap water with no magnesium or electrolytes or colostrum.
I don't put that in my water.
You just
take it. I'd rather just get it over with.
Therapy today. I talked about something that I learned in a Heidi Prieb video. Shout out to another.
Man.
It's not a podcast, I guess. She's just YouTube.
Yeah.
But she's a therapist,
You've been digging her lately.
Is she a therapist, or does she just?
Oh,
get
I
into
actually
that
don't
stuff?
know if she. I think she has a master's degree
Yeah.
in
like she maybe
attachment
was.
theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just gets really into like this type of stuff, but I'm not 100% sure that she's a therapist.
Yeah, I'll have to see. But she was talking about this thing called the conscious competence learning model and applying it to attachment theory. But I thought it was really interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys.
Yeah.
So, because it's about like behavior change, which I think we talk a lot about.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And Growth Intention talks a lot about that. But it's basically a model that shows that there's 4 stages of like a new learned skill or behavior. First one is unconscious incompetence, which is when you don't know why something's going wrong and you're like, like a pattern that's like not working for you.
You don't know what you don't know.
Second one is conscious incompetence, which is when you're like, okay, there's a problem here with this like pattern in my life, I need to change it. And then there's conscious competence, which is when you're actively choosing like to change that behavior in the moment. And then
unconscious competent.
You're tracking.
So you just like naturally do it without
and that's when
even
you've like
having
graduated
to, like,
to having learned the thing.
Oh boy,
it's just been integrated. Yeah, I've heard of this before.
So I feel like
in
like each, because I feel like I might be different in different areas of my life.
Oh, I think it can be applied down to like granular things.
Yeah,
not even areas of life.
Like I think some things I'm probably like unconsciously competent or
Yeah.
But
like
in other areas,
to work,
I'm probably
you're unconsciously competent. Because we were talking about that, how you can just drive to
Well,
work and not even think about how you got there. That's an example of unconscious.
Yeah, I think more literal, like a more literal example,
like a bigger life.
Yeah, but I think of it more in terms of like, or I guess her example in attachment theory is like if you're trying to learn to deal with like rejection better. There's at first you like feel really offended and you're like you let it get to you a lot.
Yeah,
and that's when you don't know that you're kind of sabotaging yourself, and then once you realize it and then choose to act differently, that's like, I guess the unconscious competence is like when
you're just doing it and don't even know that you're
for
wrong.
that example, I guess it would be like being able to process rejection like on the spot.
Yeah.
And it's just like I got to work without even knowing I drove there. Like I just was able to handle this rejection without even going through the stages of like I gotta process this.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting.
It is. And I feel like
thinking about it
just
a lot.
thinking about I think about areas of my life and what I could be working on. So it almost makes you like get to that next step just by knowing that it's a thing, you know?
Yeah, that's the awesome thing about learning new things.
Yeah, I love that we're all into like self-help in like different kind of ways.
I want to write down...
Speaking of which, we should do cat.
Yeah, I want to do cat, yes.
I want to write down like things that maybe I need to work on in my life and figure out what stage I'm in. Ooh.
So Kat decided to shuffle herself.
Okay.
She did.
Earlier today.
She fell.
She fell. Pick up to me. Yes.
That's how we should shuffle.
All right. We just throw her on the
drop
ground.
them on the floor. I just looked at Sasha and she was like looking at me like this with her eyes wide, and it looked like she was telling me like to shut the fuck up.
She
like,
definitely has
so
like
loud.
a deer in the headlights face.
It's so cute.
She's like, I'm going back to sleep.
Oh.
She
Sleeping
loves
cats
this
are
blanket.
so peaceful. I would love that blanket too. Could you imagine if that blanket were that
big?
size to us?
Yeah.
I would
that
definitely
would be
doing the
awesome.
same thing. Can you tell that I just want to like be in bed?
You are in bed.
Well, you know, I never do that, but I just took the top one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I did shuffle them, but then I
Alright.
took that.
Cats with cat.
All right.
Let's
Ready?
Go.
Ooh.
I love that one
I
for
love
you.
this one too.
Oh my god, it's so perfect! Oh.
Yes. Oh my god. Wait. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
What did you get?
Round and Round.
Ooh,
Huh.
that's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It
excited
makes
to hear
me think
about
of
that
like
one.
behavior change and patterns.
Yeah,
see what
round and
number
round
it
on
is?
like going around and round.
25! Oh my gosh. That's my birthday. 50! Nice.
50.
I'm 50!
Mine's 18, 18th Street.
Oh,
nice.
That's a good number too. I love it.
And the four-leaf
Serendipity.
clover.
Yeah. I want to know what this is. But, okay, explain yours.
So I got No Place Like Home.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
seen
this is
card.
really freaking weird.
This is a good...
And it's
Good
nice
round.
because I redid my home like I've been saying I'm going to do.
Yeah, you've been
Michelle got the
following
bug,
through like
and she delivered.
Michelle got the bug.
We should put the pictures.
See it in our next vlog.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But
February vlog.
You know what, Michelle? Did you take before pictures?
No, but I'm
you-
sure I have pictures of my living room.
Because
Like-
I would love to see the before and after
Yeah.
of that.
I think I got a couple when we were there.
Oh yeah, we got some of like what we did.
Yep. The spiral quality of events, when I struggled with that. I was like, spiritual spiral?
I hate reading on camera.
The spiral
so I would just
quality of
overthink
events
it.
when a lesson isn't quite integrated, cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. So refer to the last segment.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, I've been in therapy, like, I was literally talking about how I'm doing this behavior change thing and just being super, super conscious and aware of how I'm reacting to things in all areas of my life, in work, in, like, family relationships, and friendship, everything.
I think that's
My
important.
non-existent love life.
I think it's important to do that though, because it makes you look into it and be like, okay, what am I doing right, and what am I doing wrong, and why am I doing this?
So, thanks for the confirmation that I'm doing something right, Cat.
Yeah.
Cat?
Okay.
Kitty cat? She loves a head scratch. She likes when her hair is messed up.
I feel like we know what serendipity means, but I don't really know how it's.
We want Cat's interpretation.
Yeah. Well, and I'm like trying to figure out. I think it's just telling me like you're meant to be doing what you're doing.
What's the first bit?
Oh.
That's usually somewhere.
Opportunity allied with rightness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events.
Celestine prophecy.
So-
Again.
A magical alignment of events. That sounds fun.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have been manifesting something. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is.
Okay.
Because
Ooh.
I want to see if it happens.
To be continued.
Yeah, stay
Yeah.
tuned.
But I've been like really aware and like just trying to. And this is something that would be more serendipitous if it happened. It wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, you're manifesting this by like by doing.
Yeah.
It's more like this would kind of be luck.
It would have to be meant to be.
Kind of, yeah. Because there would be no
I
way.
wonder what it is.
There really wouldn't be any way for me
Stay
to like
tuned. Oh, I should.
do this myself.
Arriving at a place where you just fit. Being comfortable in your own skin. So it's not about my house at all. It's about just me. Me being
you can
happy to
take
be
it.
me.
I think you can take it as.
Yeah, I think in your house can
Your
be
house.
part of it.
Yeah.
Because I think the imagery on the cards has something to do with what, like,
Yeah.
how they should be interpreted.
Yeah.
Too.
Home
But I
feels
do think
safe
it
and
might have-
secure.
Like other things, maybe.
Like trusting yourself and trusting that your
like
hormones will
it.
balance themselves.
Yeah. Right before we did our cards, we were talking about sleep.
Maybe this means that you're gonna feel more at home in your body and things will
That
start
would
to
be
look at.
nice. Maybe my body will start being nice to me soon.
But yeah, you've been having a rough.
I
Rough
haven't
week.
been able to sleep a full night in 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks and I'm very tired.
Yeah.
And so we were just
Freaking sucks.
thinking about how important to overall health getting a good night's sleep is.
It's nuts.
We have mentioned many times on the podcast that we are in bed by 9 or 8 or 9.
Yeah,
that
I was in bed by 8:30 last night.
Done by 8 and bed by 9. That's how we roll. So knowing that we put that much of an emphasis on it makes it even that much more, like, frustrating.
Yeah. I was gonna say frustrating is like...
Because it's like you know deep down that it's not going well. And then that almost makes you stress more about it in the moment. And then it's even harder.
Probably, like, a lot of pressure. You, like, feel pressure when you go to bed. Like, okay... Go to sleep. Stay asleep.
Yeah, I fall asleep pretty quick. I just keep waking up frequently throughout the night because I'm 45, and that means that I've started having hot flashes, and it's not fun at all.
But it's like, I mean, I feel like we've had a lot of conversations about how important it is to freaking talk about it.
Yeah.
Because, like, nobody talks about
women's
health in general, but especially
and if there's anything that I could stress to you young girls before this happens to you is that nobody told me that this was the final boss. Like, cramps suck, having your period sucks, I'm sure childbirth and breastfeeding suck, I'm sure all of the things that we go through as a woman are very hard, and we just bear it and do it, and we just get through it because we're women and that's how we roll. And I knew that perimenopause was going to have things like hot flashes and brain fog. And nobody told me that your, like, right arm freezes and you can't lift it up for no reason. Or that you, like, itch everywhere like crazy for no reason.
Weird.
You smell weird things for no reason. Like, there's a lot of things that just start happening to your body. And it's, like, out of nowhere. But the hot flashes...
You're like, I'm gonna kill someone.
Are like the final boss in the video game.
That
like,
would be so awful.
This is what all of that puberty stuff that we go through, it culminates into this final moment where you just feel like out of your mind, honestly. You just...
Yeah.
And you're so tired that you kind of are out of your mind a little bit.
I just imagine, because when I get overheated, I feel like it almost gives me anxiety. Because I'm like, I just need to, like, cool down. And oh, man.
It sucks, yeah.
I feel for you a lot.
So it's an icebox in my house at night.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Mike's like,
yeah. He actually doesn't mind because we have, like, a nice, like, down duvet.
Oh, yeah, it's nice when it's cold. I love it when it's cold in there.
But,
on your super tall bed.
On my super tall bed.
It's so dangerous.
I have to, like... I'll start sweating real bad, so I'll jump out of bed, and I'll stand there with, like, all these fans on me until I'm, like, finally all of the sweat has dried and I can get back into bed.
I think Mike told me that,
this is a great
that you were
visual.
doing that
Yes, I do.
When I asked.
And I just stand there and wait for it to go away, and then I'm like, it's gone, and I can get back in bed. Because if my bed gets wet, I can't get back in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
I
have
had a hot flash like that where I have, like, sweat, and it's so annoying.
So I just as soon as I feel it coming, it, like, wakes me up, and I jump out of bed, and I'm like, just wait for it to pass. And when I first started having them, they were gone in, like, a minute. It wasn't a big deal. I could get back in bed. But the past 3 weeks, I've been having some, like, very long ones and very intense ones.
I wonder what it is. You should definitely journal about it. I'm sure you are.
I'm not.
So, like,
I
notice
should.
patterns, if anything.
Yeah, because you can be like, what triggered this?
I do have questions about, now that I'm experiencing it, and I'm, like, thinking about women through all of history have been going through this once they reach this age. And have they all been suffering in silence for all of these years? Or is our chemically laden world that we live in now with, like we were talking about, like the perfumes.
Oh, I think that's 100%.
Toxins in the water and the toxins in the food. Could all of this be aggravating what is going to happen naturally? And all of these things
the
are hormone
endocrine disruptors
right?
Are literally in everything. And
so,
even if you don't consume them, they're in the freaking water.
Yeah, they're in everything. They're in your clothes. Like, they're in everything. And it's like, is it affecting women now more than it did women in the past? Or did women in the past, it just wasn't something that they were allowed to talk about or that they talked about?
I think a mix of both, but I definitely think that, like, hormones right now with everything are just wrecked.
Yeah. And it is frustrating because we do try to eat as clean as possible.
Oh, yeah, you eat.
We try to make sure we have all the right supplements. We try to make sure that we do tick all the boxes.
Yeah.
Like, how can I
spend so much money on
the
like
most health of my life?
On just like being healthy, like buying the right food,
Right,
supplements. Like it's a lot.
making sure that you have grass-fed beef and pasture-raised chicken and stuff. And,
I mean, it's
and
a big
local
privilege to be able to do
wild
that kind
caught
of stuff.
salmon. Like, you make sure that they're the right kinds. Yeah. Only organic foods, but you're still getting
locally
toxic
grown.
stuff.
Cage-free weed.
Yeah, I was
Pasture
like
raised.
local green.
Pasture raised.
Michelle didn't catch it.
Oh.
No, I heard it. That's hilarious. But yeah, being a woman is hard.
It's
The
frustrating.
joys of womanhood.
The joys of womanhood. Yeah, somebody should write a book about it.
Yeah.
Someone should.
There's so many books about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate a little bit because of just that whole, like, when I was on fertility meds was very, very much like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about things, I'm like,
Yeah.
definitely had that.
Yeah, your hormones are just crazy.
It ruins your life a little bit. Like, I remember,
It's not fun.
I would be so tired and I would be on a walk with Ranger and my eyes would just look just dead inside. And I have like pictures from that time and I was like, I don't even remember this and I look crazy because I was probably so exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tired.
And like your body's like, what's going on? Where's all this extra hormones coming from?
Yeah.
Or lack of.
Or,
who knows,
yeah,
who
honestly.
knows which
Yeah.
one it is? Because apparently to modern science, hormones are a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not exactly sure.
Would you consider hormone replacement therapy?
Oh, yes.
What'd you say?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely would.
Yeah.
If I could see like a functional
Yeah.
medicine doctor
You need
get
to, yeah.
estrogen that was bioidentical, start off on a low dose just to like top off my levels as
Yeah.
they dip, because from the research that I've done, it's actually better to get on it earlier
That's
rather
exactly-
than later.
We were
I
talking
literally
about
told
that.
her that the same.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how you felt about it, and
So
You hear it? You hear
a-
it? Click.
oh,
I didn't.
Yeah.
apparently we have estrogen receptors, and as you age, they die off because because if you wait until they die
Then
off
they're
and then
already-
you give them it just doesn't.
That's exactly
It
what
just
I heard
filters
too.
out of your body.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, but the problem, I don't know if you know this, but they did that study, and
The problem
what
is
came
I don't
out of
have
it.
a bunch of money to spend on
Oh, I
all
know,
the
it's
testing that they're
ridiculous.
gonna do.
Yeah. But they did that study where they were like, oh, it causes breast cancer, and then
Well,
they
that-
realized that wasn't, the study was like not done well. It's
Well,
not
they
true.
also did it in like women over 65 who were more likely to have breast cancer anyways. They
Yeah,
didn't
it
do
was-
it in like women of all ranges. And the reason why they chose women over 65 was because they didn't have hormonal imbalances anymore, so they could use them in the test group. They can't use
Yeah.
women our age in studies because our hormones are too out of whack. They can't get a base.
Yeah, even the percentage though that they got,
That's why
it was
they
like
use
not.
men in our women's studies.
Yeah.
Is because their hormones are stable and
Yeah.
ours aren't.
Yeah, most stuff is like, or pharmaceuticals are like designed and tested
By men, yeah.
yeah.
That's what they found out that sleeping that if like it affects women at like 3 times the rate, and they were
Oh
telling
my god.
like women were
That would be so
like
bad.
overdose Ambien.
Oh.
My mom, okay, yeah,
Never mind.
well, my mom took an Ambien one night when her and my dad were divorcing because she was like, her friend gave it to her, and she just was like, I need to sleep, and she's a drinker, and so she had probably many glasses of wine, took this Ambien. She was a different person, and she was awake, and she was like talking as if my dad was there and he wasn't there. It was so weird, and I
Dude,
was like,
people have like driven places.
oh,
and
she
like
was
cooked
not
food,
aware.
I
sleepwalking.
didn't know
Like
this was
they,
a
you
thing.
think
Yeah.
they're awake, but they're not really awake.
But it was so weird, and this Ambien just like completely fucked her, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, there's a lot of horror stories.
I
about
totally
that.
judged her initially, which I still do judge her a little bit,
You
but
shouldn't have
now
drank
I
with
know.
it, but-
No, of course, yeah. But now I know that, like, that might have been why. Because
Oh yeah,
it just
Ambien's,
affected her.
it's fucked up. For sure.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy that they like design even seatbelts and like safety
For
things
men.
for men. Yeah. Going back to that, I was like that. They test things with
Yeah.
Oh,
the
I
dimensions
know.
of them. Even like roller coasters.
I
that-
love my
yeah.
car, but it is not designed for a woman who wears her hair tied up behind her
Oh,
head because the
yeah.
headrest like pushes your head forward. And
I
I'm like,
hate when headrests do that. Push your
this
head
is
forward.
such
Why would
a
I
girl's
want my
car. Why
Yeah.
is the headrest is it for a man? I
Why
don't
would I want to be
understand.
driving like this anyway? Even if I were a dude, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have a ponytail and that headrest is just like pushing your head forward, it's
Yeah.
like, can I have some room for
It's
my
like
hair?
you
That's
have
the
a
worst.
ponytail and you try to do chest presses on the bench. Oh yeah,
this
clock
today,
does not.
I was
work.
like, well, not gonna be doing those.
Yeah. That's why I wear my hair down on Mondays, because I'm going to be laying down on the bench, and you can't lay down on the bench with a ponytail.
Yeah.
I love how we have so many like little unspoken
Yeah.
things like that. It's like that's why I wear my hair down on
You know what I end up
Yeah.
doing if I have a claw clip in? Is just balancing my claw clip.
Oh, like
with
flat.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've done
like
that
if
before.
you do that,
Yeah, I've
then
done
it's
it
fine.
before.
I do that in yoga
Mm.
because I've been wearing claw clips, and then at the end I'm like, well, my shavasana, my head is like a little bit
Propped
raised.
up.
Feels kind of good.
My hair breaks claw clips without me laying on it.
Oh, I
don't
bet.
like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no
actually
pug?
stoked for this. What? Oh, I was going to pee.
We have to wrap.
Okay.
Bye. Good night.
Perfect. Nailed it.